everybody. Welcome to Vicious RV. Well, actually, I'm on the road today. Josh, the RV nerd here on the road in Topeka, reporting live, pre-recorded from Topeka, Indiana, at the Cedar Creek production facility. Just before this, I recorded a full factory video tour. If you'd like to really see how this is put together, check that link in the video description. In the meantime, what we're looking at here, a lot of brands build it, but nobody builds it like a Cedar Creek. And what I mean by that, I'm going to throw something out there, and it's completely 100% legit. This RV is impervious to delamination. And that's a crazy statement, but it's because the RV is actually not laminated, and we're going to talk all about this as we go here. They are built different. It is my personal opinion. If you're looking for the last RV you ever want to own, Cedar Creek needs to be on the list. You know, a lot of brands build a front living, rear bath and a half, like bath ensuite kind of fifth wheel, and certainly they've done a beautiful job of it here, but it is truly the structural integrity of this RV that separates it and defines it differently from anything else. But all the big essential things are done here. They've got a sweet command system. Actually, they're using the same kind of electronic command system that you find in like Super C diesel motorhomes they're using here in a towable RV. They'll do different things with awnings. Like, they just do different things all over the place. You know that armored accessibility enclosure you hear talking about on other RVs? This is where that began. Cedar Creek invented slide wiper seals. Like, they're truly a trailblazer pioneer out there. The trick is they build one of the best built RVs, but they're one of the very worst at sharing how good their RVs are in different ways, and so much of their work you can't see, and that's the kind of different stuff I want to focus on in this video today. I want to show you what separates this from all the other front living rooms out there, and if you appreciate, I'm going to show you some good with the bad. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and like our video, and let's get rolling. Now, despite the fact this is a front living room, I actually wanted to start here with a peek at the bathroom, because that's a stone cold stunner of an arrangement right there. I love that little hexagonal tile panel thing. So maybe if you wake up in the morning, you know, you look to the right, that's where the bathroom would be. Overnight, watching TV, you got the downward dog angled TV here, so you're not cranking your neck. We'll come back to the bedroom, but I just want to take a peek at that, because really, I think that that's a textbook perfect way to start talking about the fact that they have fully facelifted the interior decor in these as compared to their previous seasons. Personally, it just feels so much fresher and modern. Someone that I know who's a big-time fifth wheel and major Cedar Creek fan actually saw this decor in my 2023 Cedar Creek preview video and said it was almost jarring, not realizing that was even a Cedar Creek initially. And I think that that's a huge compliment. That's just my 2 cents. I love that geometrical sort of a light fixture, the ceiling accent light right there. Well, pendant light, as it were. Also, neat little thing. All of their window treatments, they're all wood. You know, it's not just cardboard that they stapled some fabric to, as is pretty industry standard. And those are like 7-foot tall walk-in slides on the lower deck. Did you also notice that dining area was now carpetless, which is, I think, very, very cool. Working our way around, looking at the front living room here. If you're sitting at the theater seat, that's sort of your perspective right there. Very traditional front living. At a glance, not a whole lot different going on there, because there's certain things I think front living just needs to do. There's a couple other sweet details I want to show you on this one. First of all, popping the hide-a-beds open. The hide-a-beds are obviously not set for a step-up slide. They ship from the factory with the legs needing an adjustment, which is annoying, but it can be done. Blackout roller shades and day shades through the entire RV. You have the dual shades, and you see right there, you've got that power televator also with the dual shades right there. And what's cool about this is a great floor plan if you're like a extended season, full-time and RV person, couple, whatever the case may be. But you've got sleeping for up to 6 here with the way that those hide-a-beds can kick in. And one of the other really cool things on this RV is that it has an inverter that runs not just the refrigerator, but also several outlets in the RV in key positions. One of those giving you the ability to utilize this power theater recliner over here, no matter where you park. That is a very, very cool thing. I just don't see a lot of manufacturers taking the time to hook up a power theater recliner to their electrical system unless you're plugged into full park power. I don't know. To me, that's just very cool. Now, one of the things you may have noticed, I'm a little over 6 foot. I can stand up in this upper deck and do so not just comfortably, but with plenty of headroom, due to the fact that they use low-profile air conditioners on the roof. So what that allows them to do is actually raise the ceiling in the RV to be extra tall to give everybody even more room. Now, in several areas of the RV, you might notice a couple little touch pads like this of varying sizes. What is really cool about these connect to our smart command system, but you don't have to do all the like touchscreen stuff. You want to just shut off all the lights. When it says master off, master on, it's not kidding. It means like every light, even the lights like in the slides or the accent lights or anything like that in here. Now, moving our way downstairs, giving you a look around. These all, by default, come with a big residential refrigerator. I believe you can get, it's like a 4-door gas electric two-way if you are so inclined. I love the look of that island, personally. I really, really enjoy that. You might notice how it also kind of cuts away at the bottom. We're going to get a good look as to why it does that in just a minute here. First of all, just kind of completing the visual, looking at it from the other direction. Again, it almost looks funny. You're like, why is there that dead space at the top of the slide? Because they're using such a tall slide. They're using the same big windows everybody else is. They're just using a bigger slide when they do it, which I think is kind of cool myself. Now, working our way around here, one thing I want to mention is I am at the factory. So this may or may not be a Cedar Creek headed to a Bish's RV location. As a result, I didn't want to go through and like take the transport security stuff, like the little tape off the microwave door there off of the RV, just out of respect for whichever dealership or whichever customer might own this thing. I don't want to cause anybody any problems. But wait a minute, where's this going? Hold on, let me go use the toilet. No. Oh, by the way, over here in our little hallway area, we've got our solar control panel system right here, and our charge controller, as it were. And the wall controller for right above us, we have one of those rain censoring max air vent fans hanging out to that pendant light fixture that is all just geomagical. Ooh, I like that, geomagical. Where do we want to look? Let's actually take a little bit of a look over here first. This would be our half bath over here. Now, one of the cool things is it has like a full medicine cabinet in it. So again, if you're watching, you know, if somebody's over for the weekend and they're sleeping on those hide-a-beds, they can actually kind of set up shop in here. You know, there's maybe a little room for, you know, plenty of toothbrushy type space or something like that. But something I was very happy to see, some excellent leg room and hip and shoulder room around that toilet. They put it on just the right angle so that it works, for me, very, very well. Now, let's start cracking open all the storage in the kitchen here, starting actually down beside that extra large oven. You may also notice, this is one of the things Cedar Creek does very well. Most front living room fifth wheels do not have a symmetrical kitchen station, meaning they don't have countertop space on the left and the right sides beside the stove. And did you notice the easy reach power outlets on there? That it's those extra details they put into these that just make me really love and appreciate them. All the you know, drawers and everything, all plywood box constructed, pocket screwed cabinetry. There's also your central vacuum system is located in the steps going into that living room area. Again, for 23. They got rid of the carpeting in the slide flooring on your lower deck. So like any of your main seating slides are going to be carpetless now. And this RV, you might have noticed, has a pair of fold-away guest chairs. You could use them if you want to expand on your dining table situation, but you've also got that little flip-up breakfast bar kind of situation going on here. I've seen from a couple brands, I think... what do I want to say? The which one looks like the sperm wheel? Oh, Arcadia. There we go. I think they were one of the first ones to do it. So giving them some credit where it's due, but I'll give Cedar Creek credit too. I think they did it very nicely. I think it looks very, very good. Moving our way up front, notice too, that they had to kind of, like, there is sort of a pantry in a sense hidden behind the theater seats, but you've actually got like a second bonus vertical pantry there, and there's some household outlets in that. So one of the cool things you may have missed when I was sliding around my footage real fast, if you want to turn this into like a little bit of an appliance station, you have a little spot you can do that. Give me just a tick here. Bang, lights. There you go. Lights, camera, action. We can see what we're doing a little bit better that way. Moving upstairs here. Again, I love this, the bathroom in that, and the way that it just kind of, I don't know, it's like the bathroom overlooks the master bedroom over here. I like it. I like it a lot. Now, they've got the elevated side stands over here. I call those like phone shelf stands. I don't like to call those like CPAP stands. The biggest reason is I'm not a CPAP user. I don't know that much about them personally. The other thing is, the one thing I do know that I've learned from listening to you viewers, thank you very much for this bit of knowledge, you don't necessarily want them sitting above your head. So, good for phone chargers, I guess. If you're going to, need your breathing machine at night, you're going to want to put it on a side stand beside you. But household and USB outlets besides both sides of the bed, and not an electric space heat and fireplace, but basically an electric space heater right here in the bedroom. So that thing in this little room cranks out a ton of heat. And you can just about sweat yourself to the oldies like Richard Simmons in this thing. Now, rolling our storage footage right over here into the bathroom, you see that there's like linen space right beside the toilet. Stackable washer dryer ready with storage above that. And because it has a taller upper deck, you have just an extremely tall shower in this thing. There's very few fifth wheels that can match the upper deck clearance of this one in terms of like headroom space. Something else that's really nice, you notice how there's that accent light glowing from below the bathroom cabinet space? You can, it's almost like a residential style type, vanity, where you can actually put your toes like under it and you can belly right up to that countertop, so you don't feel like you're wearing your back out. Now, the toilet space around that porcelain foot flush stool is absolutely fantastic. You see how we're still carpetless? They're ventless around any sort of water fixture, They actually got rid of all the floor heating vents in Cedar Creeks for 23s if you're keeping score. And once again, that visual right there, that gigantic mega mirror, it blows me away every time I see it. Now, they're also using one-piece fiberglass shower enclosure fixtures over here, which is what I like to call very fluffy friendly. If you are a little bit larger than the average bear, you're a bigger person, this is an RV who has fixtures and seating and all that stuff made to fit someone of your size and stature. But closing the slides for road mode really reveals potentially the greatest Achilles heel of this floor plan. I've yet to find an RV that doesn't have something that kind of holds it up a little bit. This one has very little in the way of traveling access. Now, that being said, I really feel like, especially with the Resi fridge, this is an RV really made for being there and not getting there. Maybe that's a deal breaker for you. I don't know. That's why I want to showcase this stuff. But essentially, you're going to be able to get to part of the refrigerator, and that's about it. Without opening the slides, you really can't get to just about anything else. So I'd love to know real quick what you think so far. Leave me a little comment. Let me know what are your favorite point or two, and what is the one major glaring issue you wish was a little bit different on this one. We'll get that feedback over to the factory for you.
All right, so one of the things that I really focused on when we began our little journey today is the fact that I stressed how these are built different. This is an RV that literally cannot delaminate, because in order for there to be delam, there must first be lamb. By the way, we're looking at some optional slide awnings added to this one today. That's something you can get on every single Cedar Creek. But the structure of this, if you envision the wall structure of something like a stick and tin camper, that's basically what the structure of this will look like. But anywhere that you would imagine a wood stud, substitute that for an aluminum stud, including the roof trusses. So this is what I refer to as good bones construction, where basically, let's just say you took the best care of this thing possible, and somehow, there's a leak, or in a storm, a tree branch punched a hole in the roof, and there's water penetration in the RV. Any roof decking, any wall paneling or anything like that, any insulation in the walls could be peeled out, could be replaced, and could be built back to factory spec, because all of the studs in this RV, all of the roof trusses, they're all aluminum. The skeleton of this RV cannot rot, deteriorate. It can't fall apart. That is what I mean by a very different structure on these. And if you're kind of curious, why doesn't every brand do that? Because it costs more to build this way. There's more money invested in the structure and the labor of a Cedar Creek's construction than anything else in their class. And to give you an idea, there's only 3 other brands of which I know that build this way. And those are Riverstone, Lux, and DRV. Brands that run a lot more money than what we're looking at right here. You're essentially getting the same style of construction.
Now that we've got that covered, let's dive into some details here, shall we? Got all the baggage doors opened up for you. And again, I'll try to share what I think are good and bad qualities. One of my only little nitpicks is there's a couple, like this baggage door, this cool swinging door. It's nice that you don't have to duck under that, front living slide right there. But the door swings open and it doesn't have any kind of holdback in place. So, it kind of swings around in the breeze. You got to kind of watch that. Thankfully, there's a rubber stopper on the back, but you still got to watch that. Now, this front living has a very weird, different basement from almost any other Cedar Creek you're going to see. Now, that, by the way, is a 12-volt, 50-amp cord reel. So power in, power out. So you don't have to physically, wrestle that stupid thing. This is your inverter to keep that refrigerator running. They all ship with a battery from the factory, which is very cool. So don't let a dealership try to charge you extra for a battery. Extra? Little bit of my white trash DNA slipping through right there. Extra. You got it in the extra ranch dressing. Anyway, I'm killing myself over here. I gotta pull it together. Battery disconnect nice and up high, out of the way. An all enclosed protected docking center, kind of like what you expect out of a big fifth wheel. But there ain't a whole lot of storage to be had in there. The good news, you've got storage galorage in the back of this thing. Now up front, this is the base front end on this. You can get these generator prepped or with an actual factory generator. And you see the ability to get one of these just heavy-duty air shock cushioning pin boxes on the front of these to kind of smooth out the ride and handling on this big bad beauty. Now up front, of course, on front living, we got that automotive bonded windshield, plus the forward windows on the slide facing actually give you surprisingly good frontal viewing of your campsite that traditional fifth wheel arrangement just simply lacks and can't match. Notice though that your propane tanks are over here. That little baggage door next to it, that is actually just a teeny tiny little door to be able to access the other side of that pass-through. It is not extremely large though. Now, a quick look here. I want to open this thing up and show you the awning coverage on this, because one of the things that I like about this model is it has dual power awnings. One of the awnings clears the entry door. The other awning is dedicated purely to just your patio space. We're going to put a picnic table or anything like that back here. That's also where your gas grill hookup is back here. No, I'm sorry. Your gas grill hookup is actually in the front by the front door. Apologies, I got that backwards on this one. I see too many RVs. It all starts to blend together. Let me pan you over here slowly. Just down and below the propane tanks. That's where the gas grill cooker hooker is on this one. Now, again, dual power awnings. You can control them, just with switches inside. You obviously could sync to that, control them off your phone if you're outdoors, if you want to. Tire pressure monitoring is factory standard with these. We also see down here you've got that Road Armor shock dampening suspension system. What I like about that is it has a shock dampener both above and below the shackle, and that it helps really dampen and then basically quickly get rid of any sort of rat-a-tat-tattedness, I guess, when you're going down the road, that jigglation factor, warp 7 kind of thing, you know what I mean? Now, I will tell you, it's a good thing I got long legs. I was able to get up to that ladder, and I was able to get a nice little look at the solar package they have on top there. And remember, they're using low-profile air conditioners on the top of these, which gives you increased ceiling height. So the overall exterior height of this RV is the same, but because they had smaller air conditioners, they could have a bigger ceiling inside. But I'll give you a little pro tip on this. Grab that ladder with two hands, put your left foot inside of that baggage compartment and use that as your first step, and suddenly it's a lot easier to get up there. But back here, remember I said the front basement? Frankly, and for storage, like there's a lot of cool utility stuff up there, but for storage, that front basement basically sucks. It doesn't matter, because you got this big, giant junk in the trunk storage system going on back here. So she's little in the middle, but she's got much back, is the best way I can describe it. The baggage doors, they have nice little, like the ones that flip up. They have a physical clip magnetic holdback so they won't drop down and smack you on the head. Again, being nitpicky, that big baggage door in the back is one of the only ones on this that isn't a slam latch. That just kind of, I don't know, that seemed weird to me. It's like all these other baggage doors are slam latches. Why not that one? Oh, hold on. Towing safety factor.
Look beside that big wide open baggage door. You see taillights. You expect that. Look above it. You see more taillights. Now, those extra taillights mounted up high like that, that is a huge towing safety thing, because when you're going down the road, people are, when you get into like an emergency or a concern situation, your head snaps up to attention. Well, taillights mounted up higher just give other people better view of the fact that, hey, I'm stopping here, man, you know. And it's kind of interesting the way that they did sort of split up that storage compartment, but because there's things like our furnace in the way, they sort of had to do that. Now again, trying to show you the good with the bad, and if you appreciate that, click that little like or subscribe button, whichever one you haven't done so yet. Now something they did really well here, just behind the tires, is the consolidated sewer outlet on this one. Now, that being said, let me slide up here just a little bit. You've got a stinky slinky sewer tube holder, and you have a gray pull valve right there. It is technically under a slide, but it's like right next to the edge of this. You can stand right next to the body of the RV. You can reach over and grab that. Now, pulling the sewer hose in and out, that probably could be moved to a better location in case you're paying attention there, Cedar Creek. That could be done better. But the gray valve, again, you don't actually have to crawl under the slide to get to it. And that basically is for your kitchen gray tanks, whereas all your other sewer stuff, your shower water, your sink water, and your 2 toilets come out of the, well, they all come out there, but there's one consolidated pull for them. I'm talking in circles. But did you notice how they give you a little no mess valve at the end of the line? Eagle's also doing a good job of this too, because all of your actual gate valves off of your holding tanks are enclosed and protected. This guy is here just in case something comes loose and you have to have an emergency, oh no, all stop. You can prevent a little whoops from becoming a big, oh my gosh. And as I always say, I'll leave you some links in the video description, and there's going to be some very handy ones here. Other front living fifth wheels with a rear bath and a half, if you'd like to do some cross comparison to see which one might work for you. I'll also leave you again a link to that full factory video tour, presuming I didn't forget, and if I do, leave me a comment and I'll get it updated and I'll make sure I get you a link sent there if you really want to see how these things are built below the skin, because I can talk about it and I can do the finger shadow puppets all day. But until you get to see it with your own eyes, which I've given you the opportunity to do, it's hard to truly appreciate what they've done differently here. There's a lot of awesome fifth wheels out there. There's a lot of awesome brands that I really enjoy. But in terms of nuts and bolts, strength and structure, I don't believe there's anyone stronger, built for longer ownership in this class than that brand right there. That's a bold statement, Cotton. Let's see how it pans out. When you're ready, we're ready. We carry Cedar Creeks at multiple locations. We'll keep pricing and availability for you right there on our website for any model that we have in stock. And we can always get you one built a little different as that. I'm done, if that's what you'd like to. My videos always fall apart right at the very end like this. Anyway, take care, stay safe, have fun. Thank you for watching, everyone.